That was the big headline, actually, the move on crude. But the third headline today is what happened with the auto sales for March. They were a mixed bag. Sales of passenger vehicles marginally declined quarter on quarter, but Maruti Suzuki saw its SUV sales rise. Meanwhile, commercial vehicles showed a strong positive demand momentum as well. So let's quickly take you through some of the big auto trends that we noticed in this month of March. To start off, we had commercial vehicle sales, which were pretty strong this time around. So whether it was Ashok Leyland or even Eicher Motors commercial vehicles, good double-digit growth is what we saw this time around. There was a growth of 19% that Ashok Leyland clocked in, while a growth of 35% that Eicher Motors saw. The underperformer was Tata Motors. So you had Tata Motors CV sales, which were absolutely flat. But the management is quite optimistic. The management, Girish Wagh, who's the executive director of Tata Motors, said that the demand for heavy trucks is quite robust, and there's increased activity in e-commerce, construction and mining. There's higher replacement demand as well, advanced buying in anticipation of price hikes that have led to a strong growth in commercial vehicles. Apart from that, the second trend that I noticed was that two-wheeler sales have seen a good improvement as far as domestic sales are concerned. So Hero Motors saw sales growth of 15%, TVS Motors saw good growth of 22%. Channel checks indicate that Honda in the month of March faced a supply constraint, and hence Honda's loss was TVS Motor and Hero's gain. So hence you saw that up move over there. By the way, TVS electric scooter iQube also saw very good run rates. So 15,000 units sold in the month of March, second consecutive month of strong growth. And Royal Enfield also registered its highest ever sales in the year FY23. The other big trend I noticed was that SUV sales were very strong this time around. M&M reported record high SUV sales in the month of March with a growth of 31%. And Maruti says that their SUV market share is picking up. It's currently at 11% and they hope that it would reach 25%. They've guided for it to reach 25% by the end of FY24. And finally, talking about Maruti, the one thing that stood out for me in the interaction we had is that there are red flags in the auto industry. So that's what Maruti said. They're quite cautious. They said that these red flags could dampen the market sentiment further. So let's listen in to what the management told us earlier.
I think the growth of 20% plus in next year may not be likely. It's unlikely that we are going to see this type of growth. There are some looming red flags which we are now increasingly monitoring because we believe they could have a negative impact on the overall demand next year. That includes first and foremost the overall economy growth itself. You know, the auto industry growth is very, very highly correlated with the per capita GDP growth. Our exports for Latin America, Middle East and Africa have been steady and strong. And immediately next year, we do see an improvement in our market share thanks to the SUV vehicles that we have introduced, and the sales of which both the Fronx and the Jimny will start in April end. The combined effect of that should increase our SUV market share. Last year, our SUV market share was just about 11.5%. But in the Q4 of this year, when we have seen the good availability of Brezza and the Vitara, it's already about 18%. And going forward next year, I think we can go up to 25%.
We have been able to clock almost 33,600 units, which is a growth of 20%. The industry has been only clocking a growth of only 12%. So overall, I think it has been very, very good for us. FY23, as you know, has been very, very strong for the industry. When I spoke to you a few months back, we were talking about a growth of about 5 to 6%. Then we upped the guidance to about 7 to 8%. Finally, the industry has been very strong, clocking all-time high growth of 9,45,000 units, which is a growth of 12%. Very happy to share with you that the Mahindra growth has been 16% over this. So we have got some valuable share point gain. Our market share is upwards of 41%, and we have gained 1.2% market share in the whole of FY23.
Okay, let's slip into a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back in